Brand new leaks for Apple's iOS 19 release is coming out in full force, and we recently got a brand new video from John Prosser's Front Page Tech YouTube channel that gives us an even deeper look into some of the new changes and features that he has claimed to have seen. And oh boy, I'm absolutely going to want to hear your opinions on this down in those comments, because there are quite a few new visual changes. Now, I'm all in for a complete visual redesign, as I'm one of those people who every few years or so I just need to spice things up a little bit in the looks department, because it starts to get kind of stale, and we really haven't had a huge change like this since iOS 7. Now, obviously that was quite a long time ago, so the video contains recreated renders of iOS 19, which are allegedly based on real footage of the software update provided by sources within Apple. Overall, iOS 19 is expected to have a more glass-like, visionOS-inspired design with added translucency for user interface elements like the buttons, the menus, the notifications, and more. And for those of you who might remember, we recently did a video surrounding the whole announcement for WWDC, and in that artwork, it kind of had that frosted, translucent looking, color for the font for the 25 in WWDC. And so we were kind of speculating, is this kind of confirming in Apple's subtle way that this is the design direction that we might be going in? And all of these leaks and renders, if they are true, kind of seems like that's the case. Now, perhaps one of the most notable new details in this video is that John Prosser now believes that iOS 19 will in fact feature rounder app icons. Although, he's not sure if they will be entirely circular like what we see on visionOS. Now, this is where I'm not completely sold. These rumored icons look not good to me, in my opinion. I would just prefer a full circle look. We've had squircles for the longest time, and then this just kind of looks like an even weirder squircle, like a circle, but with a little hint of a square there. I just don't love it. Prosser said the rounder app icons are hidden by default on internal iOS 19 builds. So apparently when long pressing on the squircle app icon, it results in it switching to a more rounder design following a brief animation. So it's possible that Apple is actually attempting to hide this obvious design change from onlookers until iOS 19 is announced at WWDC in June. Now, another alleged change is the addition of a pill-shaped tab bar at the bottom of many of the built-in apps. So the App Store, Apple Music, Apple TV, Messages, all of those first-party apps that would need this kind of navigation bar. On the Search tab, there is an elongated search bar with a circular button to the left of it that you can tap on to return to the expanded tab bar. The video shows off a new animation when you switch between the tabs in the tab bar, and honestly, I think these changes look really nice. I do really like them. I think the navigation for apps could use some work, and so not only does this provide a more visual aesthetic change, but also hopefully some good functional improvements, and then give it that cleaner look. The Messages app also seems to have a more persistent search bar down at the bottom, which is kind of nice, and the renders also reveal that Apple has adopted more rounded corners for some other elements, including the haptic touch menus that appear when you long press on an app icon, as well as the volume and display brightness sliders in Control Center. Permission prompts for camera and microphone access have also been updated to have that more, rounded appearance. You can even see all of the rumored glass or translucent-like appearance throughout the OS with some of these new renders, and Prosser has stated that some of these elements even have a subtle lighting effect to really amplify that translucent or glass look. For example, he said that the default flashlight and camera controls at the bottom of the lock screen kind of shimmer as you move the iPhone. I certainly can't wait for WWDC, and of course, the first beta of iOS 19 should be readily available to developers following the keynote. We'll be going hands-on, we'll show you all of the changes, so be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss all of those videos in the not too distant future, honestly. Of course, I'd also love to hear from you in the comments down below on all of these rumored changes and what you think about the new icons, especially down in those comments. This has been Dan with MacRumors. Thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you around in the next video.